As you proceed in this week's episode, this is a trigger warning. The contents of this episode are extremely sensitive and may spark some extreme emotions.
A woman is more. She is a sun ray to flowers that bloom. Find her in God's hands. No longer silent. In God's hands. No longer silent.
Anyway, then contemplate whatever do with me and me a bad pitney day, whatever. Until eventually, she said, all right, they will carry you go your mother. I was so excited, my darling. When I go to my mother, when I go to in the market, I was there all day until in the evening I saw a lady coming. When the lady come, she say, are you named Blossom? We jump up and say, yes. He said, where I go? He said, Jesus. She said, where I go? I didn't believe that she was my mother.
Mm-hmm.
God, if you have not seen your child, you never see your child for your girl, we are 3. And she reached 14-year-old. And after the first thing she asked me, where I go? I said, hold on my head. I said, this is hell. And anyway, she did a talk with Miss Jelly and cuss so till she finally carried me home trembling. When
So
she
this
carried
was
me,
not your mother?
yes, I was trembling because she say, where I go? And I said to myself, but me think say mother would have like glad to see me and hug me up and change a nice life now. Anyway, because I was coming from the deep rural, when I see that light them turn and I know I'm going to sleep, yes, I didn't sleep the night. Because it's the mid-hour. So I remember quite well. And she came into a little room and said, because of me, she have to move in one big room. However, upon the floor, I go sleep. I said, geez, the thing say, my darling, in my mind, I thought I have a nice life-changing experience.
Yes.
When she bring me home, she said, think about a rose, yes, so? You're 14. You go look, man. That's so like one big bad word. Because I have no idea, absolutely no knowledge what you talk about. Because you know, say, when you say you go look, man, it sound like one big bad word. She said, open you say, you have to go look, man, because that you come for. I mean, I don't know. You know, got my face, I don't know what she talk about. And again, as a big woman, I was not there. I thought big people talk only nice things.
Right.
And me say, this a woman and I remember that, because who should fear say, man, look man for door. And then we move into the big room. And that night, we see one man come and say, good evening, sir. And me say then, when me say she shut the door, me say, Lord Jesus, me dead. The man that was sleeping so with we. She said, no. She said, me can't say to her, because you say me a shake.
Right.
And she say, she give me one bag and say, see your bed them there, your clothes, you sitting them there. Spread it on the floor and sleep. Me I go and let me know what she talk about. Now you say, spread them up on the floor and I just say, you go sleep. Now that you come here for? So me realize, say, me jump out of the pan and jump in a fire. Anyway, I was there for about a month. She said she can't keep me and I forgot school. When she came up to Milford School.
Oh, hold on, Sister Blossom. So what happened that night with the gentleman?
She and the gentleman at the bed. while me lie down on the floor.
Okay.
And that is why I did not sleep, because I was afraid of the gentleman. I was afraid of the gentleman because I have some experience that nobody know about in the past with men. And then, because I don't talk about it no time at all, at the time, I was terrified of men, just absolutely terrified.
So you had experiences of men
Yes,
mistreating you
abuse.
sexually in that.
Yes,
Okay.
there. Yes, but it's like man where wear necktie and man that considered up there in the church. So I can't say nothing.
So the Adventist church that you were brought up in, there were men
Yes,
in this church that was sexually molesting you while you were
yes,
living with the lady.
yes. Like if you put me into your lap because he's a highly respected elder, and then try to use his finger to insert my vagina like a play with it, and me always a twist up and a get up and like he may say, girl, little girl, sit down, and me can't cry. I can't do nothing. It hurt to my
Right.
heart, but I can't say nothing. I couldn't say I've never, ever, ever speak about it. We just block that part out of my mind, but it hurts so much. And I'm gonna tell you, I told you it was long. You have to bite cut. After I recognized that my mother was not the person that supposed to be my mother, I go back to Miss Jenny Gosha, and she bring me back. We go back to her, but me never tell her the whole truth, because when I talk the truth, them beat me. I make up so lie and tell her, say, Miss Birdie say, she fi carry me back. God send Catherine. Nothing ain't go so. Me pray to God that Miss Birdie no come to the market come see me, cause anyone to see me, I go run, me go hide. Miss Gosha bring me back with her to her home in Benbow. And I stayed with her until the Tuesday. She carried me back at Linstead and hand me back to. After going back, I didn't want to stay there. She had a brother that is the lady that I grew with. She had a brother, and he said he will take me. Old people, old man, old man and old man. And after they take me, I stayed there and bring me to church. But to church one night, this elder, oh Jesus, like me again. Because where we have to go now is this polyground that I used to go to school. That is where he lives. In those days, the road, Rocco, but they have a van. We used to call them bread van. It's a all-time van, and it had a crossbar. And I have to stand. I have to stand up. I probably was about 15 at the time. Because I stayed here about a year or so before things started to happen. And while we were going home, me only feel the man, and the man say he was sitting and we had to stand and hold on the crossbar, because it's the only vehicle. So
Yes.
everybody had to try to fit into it. So the children now, and as I was considered a child, I have to stand up. When I stand up, me only feel one some go straight up on my clothes. And me tell her something, me feel like I just jump through the window. I have to be twisting and turn and twisting and twisting and twisting. And me just start to remember when my hand do to me. Cause say, me can't talk and again. And I hated men that wear necktie from that until I was 40. When me say 8, I hate those 2 men till I was 40. That is the time when I started to learn to forgive and all of that. And
So
I was terrified. I was terrified of men. And
What I'm sorry, what was it like coming into the church? Because you said that you had a hatred for men that wore neckties. Now, when you look at church in
yes,
Jamaica, men, everybody wears necktie. So, what was it like
yes,
coming into the church and seeing?
nectar, yes.
Yes.
It was terrifying to me, but as I said before, I am very good of hiding my situation.
Mm-hmm.
You just would not know. When I started going to church again, because I stopped, because I ate church, I had ate church. And when I started going back, I I started that. Oh, I forgot that at the same age 14, my mother said, I'm a big girl, I am supposed to work. And somebody tell her about this man that needs somebody to take care of the children. And when I went there, the first child and was on the second one. And that is when I actually started working. Because if I tell them that I was 18, they would believe me. Or 17. They did not ask my age because my mother already. And the worst part of it, when I get paid, my mother come and collect my pay. She will come and she would collect my pay. Yeah. And that is when I decided to run away again and go back to St. Catherine. And then the abuse start. And after, so after become a child of God, after coming to church, I was terrified. Sometimes I shake. And it was Grove, is when I meet a lady by Sister Junie Beverly Brickleaf, probably know her. She lived next door to church. And she's the one who actually, when I go to church the first Sabbath, I was shaking. And I see this nice little lady. And I go and I sit beside her. She was so gentle to me. And I said to her, "Me can go home with you?" And she said, "Where you come from?" I said, "Tell her." And she said, "Then I work, I work." I said, "No, me not work. Me I live with them because me do a lot of work in the day, every day, and then my mother get the pay." Me say, "Them pay my mother." But me do because I didn't understand. As I said, my body was big, but my mind was still like a 10-year-old because
Yeah.
I don't
You're
understand.
young.
Yeah, I don't understand nothing because I've never seen
Yes.
things like this before. People like this, people and just a sing and them a clap and make one whole noise. And it's so terrible because me not like the noise and me want to go bush because them make
That's
too
what
much
you're used
noise.
to.
And lady, me follow her go her yard and me just pick on the lady. Yes, yes. And but I was looking back and as a 10-year-old, I remember a place in Orangefield where I grew up. When we used to go to church at night, them used to knock tambourine and knock drum. And me always said to myself, say, "Where you come up and master about church like this where knock drum and dance to?" It's like, you understand? And that thing rests on my heart from the day I have sensed until when I started to go to Zion. That is when I recognized that there is a Sabbath church that knock drum and dance. But being there for the first time, I see these group of people and necktie, Jesus. I shake, I tremble because all of them are molester. But as I said, because I didn't know the word, the meaning, the word, I didn't understand how to behave around them. I soon as said the amen, I gone because me no want nobody not take and shake my hand.
Because in your mind,
And that go on for
they're
yes,
molesters.
yes, because they wear necktie. And as I said, it take me many years to talk about it or to get over. And to get over, was even worse.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And back to, as I said, I have to talk about them the way I remember. One day while I was in my mother's house in Ocherios, she beat me. She beat me for about 2 hours with broom because, again, the bathroom that we bathe in is a piece of sanitex part, the toilet part from the part that you shower in.
Mm-hmm.
This man, him like me, according to him. That made me terrified. Anyway, I was bathing one night, one evening, and the man come into the bathroom and then tear down the bathroom. I try to come in for me. He must try and grabbing after me. And because, as we say, I stand it takes, it tear down.
Mm-hmm.
And I run out to the bathroom. I run into the room. And just as me did, my mother come round and say, what do you, girl? And I say, I'm my son, I try to catch me. He said, naked. My darling, you believe me, say my son follow me and come and say, Miss Birdie, you believe that? And he said, yes, because the little girl a traitor, a wicked girl. I'm gonna tell you something. You see, as naked as I was, she locked the door, you see, and she beat me, and she beat me, and she beat me, and she beat me. She beat me, and I same thing me I run from. And she beat me, and she beat me, and she beat me, and she beat me, and she beat me. And when she done beat me, the people then call police. And when they call police, that the yard, you know, because as I said, it was a big yard, family yard, tenant yard.
Mm-hmm.
And then come and then she tell them, oh, me wicked and bad and something. And you know, me can't say nothing. They carry me down to Sentence Bay and they lock me in a cell. At that time, a big piece of concrete, they just make come right up. That is what I sleep on as a 14-year-old girl for the whole week.
What do you mean by a cell? Like a jail cell?
Yes, the jail cell Sentence Bay, they lock me up in there because of the description that my mother give the person that's supposed to be my mother give them. It was so bad.
Oh.
After me finish, after them take me from there, they carry me to Kingston at a place I call Glenmore Place of Safety. They carry me upstairs Sentence Bay and then try me. They know me say they try me because they talk some things because I was just sitting down. And then they put me on a police jeep and carry me to Glenmore Place of Safety at Kingston. I never forget those things. And then keep me there for 1 month. After the month, I am sent to you, my darling. It was the happiest time, hours, moment that I ever enjoyed as a child.
So let me clarify something. So you pretty much became a ward of state because the Glen Hope place of safety is a girl's home.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I overheard them saying that the lady that's supposed to be my mother, remember, I wasn't even living with her for like a month, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But because I recognized that she did not want me around at no time, so she hate me, she don't want to have nothing to do with me. She's trying everything for the government to grow me or for somebody else too, because that is what she does. That is what she do to her children. But I did not know.
Oh.
Yes, because she have 10 and she don't grow any. She don't grow none.
So she
But I
put
did
you
not.
guys out. So she has 10
Yes,
children and she put you guys out to the government.
yes, yes. She give them me. Everybody come and she have them and then come just have them like kitten and just give them way all about the place. I did not know all of this, that I have brother and sister and all of that
Mm-hmm.
until I was much older. And I spent 1 month at Bueno Place of Safety. And that is when the real me come out. And my reports was so good that they decided to send me home. But her intention was for them to send me to to a harder, a different home. She wanted nothing to do with me. You understand? And then at that age, that is why she carried me up to the place to work. Not understanding, I couldn't light stove. I don't know how to interact with people. I don't understand anything about family life, relationship. Not me understand. I was like a weird animal. Like me come from one, you understand me? I say, come from let me feel like me coming out of animal shelter.
Yes.
Cause they are putting me in this kind of life house with tile, concrete, nice kitchen. I have never been in places like these before. So I don't know what to do. If they say turn on the stove,
You don't know how.
turn off, me want blow it be out because that I would for me used to. You understand? And so they couldn't understand why I was behaving like that. And it makes sister very upset. Me run up and down what I do, expect say the little boy which to run back at me, run up and down all on the street, because I don't know nothing. That is what I'm used to. Me we clean up and say no. When she said see potty house, me ask her where cloth there. You understand? Because we don't know say you use broom. Because we used to use bush broom out the door, cut broom, tie it up and sweep the yard, or coconut broom. We don't know nothing. And because of how I look and my size, they misunderstand. And so I was miserable because of me, because I don't know how to act and I don't know what to do. I have no understanding, no knowledge, no experience. I was just a little teenager girl. And so life was extremely difficult for me to get along like that because I have no knowledge of what to do. However, and after I come back from Glenwood Place to see everything, the lady carry me up to St. Mary, to Gale St. Mary, and give me to another lady. You understand? So after she give me to this lady now, the lady sent me to Gale School. She have a brother that come to Leah. The Mr. Brother is a big old man, you know. Like me off again. So he always want to touch me, and I recognize that. But because I'm used to these pervert, I know what I know, but nobody don't know. And he always want to touch me. And sometimes when he touch after me, like somebody is there, they say, little girl, tell me make him man touch you while you play. You understand? And that he more here, but I know the kind of touch that I am not comfortable with. So because I'm a big man now, I can't do anything about it. I can't say anything.
Right.
One morning, they sent me down to his house to collect a coconut. And the man said, little girl, step in our house and take up a coconut. 2 minutes was saying always while I'm out in tongue and I shake up in tongue after me and I quint on her eye and I use my finger make some sense. I know what they mean, but me afraid, so I'm afraid for him. So he was at the doorway now and said to me, it was like a one room, take up the coconut. And by the time I bend over, he took up the coconut, he grabbed me. And he was strong, but I was stronger because I step on his foot and I bite him. And he grabbed me still. And upon, little girl, behave yourself and stop fighting, take off your drawers. I tell you exactly what you say.
Wow.
And I was fighting with everything that I possess. And in take out him penis, I try to push, and it end up that it almost got my bottom. And he start shake up himself and me fighting because I was fat, so me lock my leg. And me drop outside on my face. I know nobody know what or me get the bruise. I never talk about it. I don't talk about it, never ever. And after the big fight between me and him, he ate me after that. Because in just and in swear say one day more catch me. Believe me, you know where Governor Spin is, right?
Yes.
Well, because of fear, I walk from, it's about a mile from Governor Spin Church we used to live. I walk from there because it's the lady brother and he have to come there. And the lady work at a full farm. So when I am another lady, another girl, is her grandmother I used to live with. So sometimes the lady gone and leave me as the bigger one with her granddaughter in Gale St. Mary. And I walk from Gale St. Mary, go right down to Orchard. Walk, walk. Just because I fear the man I go come there. And this time he tell me say, he will kill me. And him serious, to me serious. And me have to walk from up there, go down, back to the same lady where me had terrified over. And I remember, that is when I remember when she did carry me go at the lady in a church. I go to the lady and I explain to her. And that is Sister Junie, we call her Sister Junie. And she take me in. That is where I stayed for a long, long time. But Mr. Long, I stayed for about almost 30 years. I stayed till I grew up
An
and
adult.
becomes an adult right there. Cause that lady, she teach me out. Me tell her all my life story. Me tell her why me terrify my mother. Me tell her, oh my God, gonna place of safety. Me tell her, oh, then lock me up. Me tell her everything. And she said, all right, me go try with you. And I love that lady until today. She's still alive. She's still in Grove. And I honor her. And so that is where my childhood, however, however, it was still difficult for me. It was still difficult for me. Because when I was like 22, I was still living in that the past era that I have gone through. And her cousin, according to it, fall in love with me. Just things started to learn to trust people and all of that. It happened that he has a friend that he actually get me. I did not know what is sex, how to have sex, still a virgin, no understand nothing. Is many years after he had a good friend that like me, I found myself in his bed. It's long after now I reckon I didn't know what happened to me. I wake up bleeding and all of that. So I say I wasn't aware of falling asleep. Cause I would never go to lay down into a man bed. So you must imagine what happened. When I wake up, the lady said to me, like probably a month or so, I was getting fat. Only to recognize what happened. Because it's not like, first of all, I made a vow to myself. I grew up with the feelings that the teaching. I love the teaching that I got, the spiritual side of it from the Adventists, that I would not sleep with a man until I got married.
Yes.
That is that, and I maintained that part until 22. So I don't know what. I'm sure as I said, I don't remember saying yes to this man, because first of all, you never like him because to me ugly and all of that. So the lady said to me, say, Lord have mercy. Our my cousin do to you. So me say, she start ask me some question and me tell her yes. You know, so me start holla because me know say that is my personal vow. Is those hatred that I had, not talking about them, had more to men.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And then I was so ashamed of going to church. I was so ashamed that I got down to the beach. I wanted to die, but I could swim. Not want to talk about how I feel. I remember, as I said, I live all about. Somebody had introduced me to a lady in Trelawney long time. And it so happened that one man I come out of the gate and I was so sad. That is right at Grover, the church, at the shop there, so with the breadfruit tree. Don't want nobody to see me, and I don't know what to do. And that is where I know that all along God was with me. You
Yes.
believe me, say? The lady that I had introduced me to this person, Chulani, I by the time I reached like 20, I live Trelawney almost everywhere because of men, I keep running from one place to the other. Because
Mm-hmm.
everywhere I go and I live, so they see your skin pretty, that time me hear you so taller. And then just it the compliment get too much from me because it's too much. I never knew I was beautiful. I
Yes.
never knew my hair was tall. And it's like because so many persons are complimenting my beauty, I got scared.
Mm-hmm.
And then because of that, now I did not know that this would have, because I'm humble and I used to like play with everybody like a child because me think say I saw life go. You understand?
Yes.
So as soon as I talk to a person, especially a man, they start to like me because I'm attentive, but me still not understand that I'm supposed to behave like a grown up.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it so everywhere I go, so I live in Chilani with this family. In the night, the man would get up, come in at the bed, want to sleep with me, and his wife in the other room. So because of that now, I thought rolling away, find my next friend and run away, that would be the best. So I do a lot of run away from that. Anyway, God had it because it is only looking back, it can only be God.
Yeah.
I was at the gate one, I think it was a Sunday morning, and look, to me look so awful. Me just feel like me I go mad. When Sister Johnny starts explain to me now, me not like it, me something cause me no want that.
Yeah.
And then I see this lady, and me said to her, I said, good. I see she pass, go down, and she pass, come back. Me say, good morning. Me say, you look like somebody that me know, you know. But she was brown. And she said, tell me something. Your name Blasphemy? Me say, yes. And she said, you know me? Me say, no. But you look like one lady that me used to. A Trelawney named Miss Mac. She said to me, say, Miss Mac has been looking for me for years. She does not have no idea which part me there.
Mm-hmm.
Me say, you know Miss Mac? She said, yes. Because the lady look like Miss Mac to me. Only because the lady brown. And Miss Mac, she said, Miss Mac been looking for me for years. And she's going to be so delighted to find me because me just get up and gone. She don't know which part me there. And she love me and she don't want to pick them a cry. Because she don't know which part me there. And my darling, the lady gladly accepted me back, but by this time, she come from Trelawney to Portland to live. And she was leaving the island and she wanting to find me.
Mm-hmm.
And when she find me, she said to me, thank God. I want to visit my children them because me I go away, a Cayman. and I wanted to stay with my children them. And I said to her, I explained to her what happened. And she said, no problem. And she buy me the clothes, give me everything, and tell me and teach me how and all of that to take care of the child.
Okay.
And yeah, after the child was born, which is my first daughter, she take me and she showed me how to do things and help me out and all of that. So I'm saying all of this to say that regardless of my hard childhood and my struggles,
Mm-hmm.
God, God was still with me.
Yes.
God was still with me. Yes. But I did not know. That is the thing. I did not know to
Mm-hmm.
serve him properly, all of that. Yes. And so talking about it now, that God was still with me, I learned becoming a child of God, that was a struggle. One day, I started to go to church at Grove with this lady, same lady, and she couldn't take care of me. She couldn't take care of me, and she said I was to go to St. Mary, that is Governor, not Governor Spain, Jessica, to live with her family. And I live with the family. Living with the family, the man and his wife, he was about 80-year-old at the time, and his wife, she said she was 70. The man still want to come into my room. Man still want to come into my room. Because I have my own room, and it's the first I have my own room. So I leave the door open because I'm not used to,
Mm-hmm.
privacy and them something. I'm still not used to privacy. Because where I live in Pineapple, we don't have any privacy. So everybody is like a family. And as I said, even though I was 22 now, I still wasn't thought a lot of things because, as I said, people just look at me and think say me know certain things. But that is when I started to learn. That is when I started to learn how to grow up. So even when I was like 30, I still have that 20-year-old mind.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I remember now I have to start to develop a 15-year-old mind.
Mm-hmm.
I start to move away from the little girl in my mind because I still do stupid things. I still say stupid things because I don't understand what it takes to grow up. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
understand nothing about growing up. And then moving from me now to this big city, seeing all the sea, me run because this big old water move. This super blue water.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm used to river and
Yeah.
pond. I'm not used to turn on the light and see come on. Me think of fire the place I go burn down. Yeah. I know it's okay if you laugh because you understand me, sir. Light is so massive. Turn on the stove, turn this knob, this something, and say, fire come. No, sir. I gone, me gone. Because I have never been associated with a stove like that. I'm used to wood fire.
Yeah.
So the lady now in question let me spend, as I said, over 20 years with her, teaching me how to deal with situation, how to see I'm blind, how to hear I'm deaf. Oh, it has been a deep struggle. Becoming a child of God, having my children, it is even more struggle. It was a struggle because my husband grew something similar to me. So both of us be together is just one big issue.
Mm.
We don't understand what is love. With becoming a child of God, my minister did not even understand that I don't know a lot of things. Is going to the church, going little by little,
Mm-hmm.
starting to learn and even going to church, because it was so many persons, I did not get to read and learn and understand either, because they make you feel like you're idiot because they not answer the question straight.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I was still feeling that blunt of my childhood days. So I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't ask any question because of the way people at the time, still talk about people when they ask them question
Yeah.
and then answer straight and all of that.
So 'cause as we try to wrap up, because I know that there's a lot to your story, and it is a
Yes,
powerful story. But
really.
as we try to wrap up, how would you
Mhm.
say that you came out of that? You talk about the church and how God was there with you all along on your journey. How would you say that you came out of that?
Uh, I went, I come out of it starting to go to Governor's Pen.
Mm-hmm.
I, Pastor Campbell and Deacon Hines recognized that I am having a lot of issues. Some of them because as I said, I learned to see I'm blind, ear and deaf, and I learned not to talk about my personal life. But afterward, Deacon Hines and Pastor Campbell take me off the ear and explain to me the attitude of church, what is expected of me at church,
Mm-hmm.
how I am supposed to behave at church, at home, on the street, wherever. I was still ungodly. I was still living, still living every single aspect of my life, which you have to wrap up so I can get into some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely ungodly, not knowing how to love my children, not knowing, just not care same way, just not business, work. Only thing I used to do properly is work. I didn't understand how to be there for my children because I just have them still bitter, still empty,
Yeah.
still lonely, still sad. And I said, there's a lot of things that I haven't spoken about
Mm-hmm.
until I started, I recognize now that, okay, then, these are men that wear necktie because I cannot leave out that section
Yeah.
that I can really trust.
Yeah.
However, I tell them that I am not I will just get up and just stop talk because I am talking to them good and then go put on their tie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come to church in a tie. And that terrifies me terrible. And I, Deaconess and Pastor Campbell, allow me to develop this spiritual attitude
Mm-hmm.
to started to recognize the first of all who I am. As I said after this customize shot,
Mm-hmm.
recognize who I am, start to recognize who am I at almost 40, having 5 children and a husband.
Mm-hmm.
Started to know that I have to take care of me.
Yeah.
How to take care of me, how to show me that I must love me, and this take a lot of time. And because now for me, it takes so much time that to me, time run out, I become 40, still not understanding a lot of things. And that is when I hug my children for the first time.
Oh God.
So you recognize that a lot leave that I do, we don't have enough time to tell you.
Yes. Yes.
A lot leave. So it
Yeah.
take almost 20 years for Deacon Hines and Pastor Campbell to tough, patient with me,
Mm-hmm.
help me to come out of my 10-year-old childhood experience at
Mm-hmm.
30 years of age. So it take them 20 years for me to let go, start loving them, stop eating necktie,
Mm-hmm.
stop eating ministers, stop eating men, stop hating my children,
Mm-hmm.
stop hating me, stop eating myself. So that is why I'm saying to you, my interview take a long time
Yeah.
because there are a lot of area that I haven't go in.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not love my children as children. I just don't just have them and I'm in a business. So it is, as I said, I don't go into a lot of it because the time is against us.
Yeah.
So
But
it takes 20 years become, and then now, that is when it take them 12 years to convince me to baptize.
mm-hmm.
12 years it takes for them to convince me to baptize.
My God, it's truly a powerful story. And like you said, it's a lot because
Yes,
just sitting down and listening to you, there are
yes,
so many areas to delve into that
yes,
time would not allow us. And
yes,
maybe we
that's
can do
right. Yes,
a follow-up with your story. But I am truly happy
yes,
that you came and you shared. And as you said at the beginning, a lot of persons might look at you and say, why would she share that story? But you know,
yes, yes,
you when you shared, this is something that started happening to you from probably in the 50s or in the 60s, and we are now in
yes, yes,
2022. It just goes to show
yes,
these things have been happening for a very, very long
yes.
time.
Very,
And
very long. Yes, yes,
it is now time for people to break that cycle. And because it doesn't just affect
yes,
you, as you said, it affects your
yes.
children, it affects the church. And
And plus, yes,
I'm so glad that the ministers were able to see
yes,
that something was
yes,
wrong, and gave you some
yes,
grace and took the time to counsel you. um and I know that
yes.
everything is not perfect now,
Amen.
but I'm happy that you are at the
Yes,
place where you are able to share. You're at the place
that's right.
where things
Mhm.
are progressing, and you are starting to understand things a
Yes,
little bit better, and just know
yes,
how to give love and how to receive love. One of the things that I always
yes,
do when I have guests on No Longer Silent is at the end, I always find a poem that I think is fitting for them, and I leave them with that word. So
yes.
this one is called The Strong Woman
Thank you.
versus Woman of Strength. And I'm just going to read some snippets of it for you. It says, a strong woman works out every
Yes,
day to keep her body in shape, but a woman of strength kneels in prayer to keep her soul in shape. A strong woman isn't afraid of
that's
anything,
right.
but a woman of strength shows courage in the midst of her fear.
Yes,
A strong woman won't let
yes,
anyone get the best of her, but a woman of strength
that's
gives
right.
the best of herself to everyone. A
Yes,
strong woman has faith
yes,
that she is strong enough for the journey, but a woman of strength has faith that it is in the journey that she will become strong. I believe you are a strong woman because amidst
yes,
everything that happened, you are still here
yes.
standing. And nobody can
Thank
tell, because
you.
I've known you for years. I've seen you at church for years, and I couldn't tell
Yes,
that you went through all
yes,
of this. But
yes.
Sister Blossom, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for sharing. And
You're
like I said,
welcome.
in the future, I would love
Yes,
to do a
yes.
follow-up with you, just to see,
Okay.
how things unfolded over the
Yes,
years with your children and all of that.
yes,
But
yes,
I thank you so
yes,
much for
yes.
for coming on and sharing with us. Listeners, thank you so much. I know that, this was a lengthy one, but I thank you for listening and sticking and sticking around to hear her story. Continue to grow, continue to show love and to receive love, continue in your journey. The church is truly a hospital, and I'm grateful that you found this hospital.
Amen.
Until next time, signing
Yes.
off, I am your host, Nevita Milton Riley. This is No Longer Silent, where we share stories of women who have gone through some terrible experiences, but they are still here. Until next time, stay tuned because we have more stories to share.
Thank you.
No longer silent.